my name is Ariel Tilfrey-Williams, and I'm here with Buffy Bullis from the Administrative Services Department, and we are here for the MAP Adult Leadership Academy. Hi, Buffy. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
Good.
So let's go ahead and get started. What does the Administrative Services Department do?
Okay. Well, the Administrative Services Department is responsible for overseeing and coordinating the financial transactions of the city and ensuring that we have sound and stable financial policies in place to ensure the safety and security of the city's assets. And so there's really kind of a few key areas that we work in, which I'd like to share with you today. The first of those is the budget preparation and management process. And so what happens with this process is we work with our operating departments to develop a budget. And so we sit down with the department, with the city manager, we look at what resources we have available, we look at how we want to allocate those resources to the different programs and the different operational needs of the city. And then we create a budget, we develop that, we package it, and then we present it to the city council for consideration for approval. And if city council approves that budget, then that's like our spending plan for the year. And then after that, we work with the departments to provide support, any assistance that they need. And we also kind of track that budget to make sure departments are staying within their spending plan. We do a 2-year budget here at the city. In the second year of the 2-year budget, we do a full update. So we're basically doing a budget every year. And one of the other things that we do as part of that process is we look at a long-term projection. So we look beyond that 2-year period, and we look out 5 and 10 years to look to see where we're going to be or where we expect we're going to be, so that we can make decisions in the short term that would prepare us to be financially sound and fiscally strong in the future. If something doesn't look like it's going to go in the right direction, or we feel like we'll be short in revenues or expenditures, then we can make decisions now that would put us in a better position in the future. So that's the budget process. In addition to budgeting, we also are responsible for financial record keeping and accounting and financial reporting, which is really key for my department. So every financial transaction that the city does, we have to record that in our accounting records. And so my department's responsible for recording all transactions in the accounting records. And then at the end of the year, we compile all that data, we summarize it, and we produce a comprehensive annual financial report. And basically that report we make available on our website. We also present it to the city council, and we make it available for the public, our bondholders, anyone who's interested in seeing that data. But basically it shows the financial position of the city. So it shows our assets, our obligations, and it shows what resources we have, what we got in, and how we spent it during the year. So it's a really good document.
Right.
And as part of that process, we go through an annual financial audit. So we have external auditors that come in and they look at our books and they look at our financial transactions and they look at how we recorded those. They also look at our internal controls, make sure we have good controls in place, and then they'll give us an opinion on that annual financial report. And we always get a clean opinion on our audit report. And then in addition to that, we're responsible for managing the cash of the city. This is managing the cash flow. So we look to make sure that we have enough cash to pay our operations. And anything that we don't need for operations, then we invest. And we invest in compliance with the city's investment policy, which is a document that our city council approves every year. And this document tells us what type of investments we can invest in. And the 3 main objectives of the investment policy is to ensure safety, liquidity, and then return on investment. So we always want to ensure that we're investing in safe investments, that there's some level of liquidity to those, and that we are earning as much money as we can on those investments, because then we'll take those earnings and then reinvest them. Either reinvest them in financial instruments, or we'll use that money for operations. So that's another responsibility of my department. In addition, we're responsible for paying the city's bills. So we process payroll for our employees. We process payroll every 2 weeks. And then we also are responsible for paying our vendors for any goods and services they provide. So we process checks on a weekly basis. And then we're also responsible for utility billing. And so the city has its own water and sewer utility.
Right.
Our Public Works Department provides those services to our residents. And then my department is responsible for sending out the bills for those services. And we have about 9,500 customers, and we send out bills monthly. And then when customers pay those bills, we receive the payments and we post them to the customers' accounts. And we also are available to provide customer service. So sometimes customers will come in, they'll come in to make their payments, they'll come in with questions on their accounts. They might need some clarification on their bill, or they might want to turn on water, turn off water, transfer service, those kinds of things. So we're always available to assist our customers with any inquiries they have on their bills.
Okay,
So that's my department in a nutshell, and that pretty much kind of summarizes everything we do.
awesome. And so you're in charge of all of that as their
Yes.
director. So
Yes.
is there anything specific that you do as well besides overseeing and making sure all of that runs successfully?
Well, I would say my responsibilities are kind of broken down into a few really key areas. The first of those is working with my staff and with the city manager to ensure that we have fiscally sound and stable policies in place to ensure that the city's assets are safe and secure. So that's one of the things that's really key on my list of priorities. In addition, I work with my staff, as I mentioned, the financial record keeping and providing data and financial data. So we're always working in that endeavor, and so I work with my staff because financial data for our city is very critical. At times it's needed on short notice, and so and it needs to be accurate. So really high priority for me. But I would say my highest priority is just working with my staff and ensuring that they have the tools and resources necessary to do their jobs effectively. So sometimes they run into trouble or there's obstacles, and so really one of my key priorities is making sure that they have those tools that are necessary to help them be efficient and effective in their jobs, and to get those obstacles out of the way and find just resolutions to problems so that we can move forward.
Awesome. And so with all that your department does, how do you guys strive for the best customer service?
Well, customer service is a high priority for us. It's very key on our list of priorities. With what we do, we have really two kinds of customers. We have internal customers and we have external customers. Our internal customers are our employees. And so we're always there to support our internal customers. We assist in just a variety of ways. A lot of times it's assisting with financial data or helping with like analysis, number crunching. Sometimes it's helping getting a check cut and processing paperwork. And sometimes simply employees just have questions about their payroll checks. So those are our internal customers, and we always strive to just be as helpful as possible, but really to try to turn around those requests quickly, because we understand that if we're not timely and quick in getting a response and an answer to someone who's asking for information, then it just delays them from getting their work done. So really important. And then for utility billing, those are our external customers, and we understand really what a high priority that is for our city. And you probably know, in seeing how our city functions, each department in our city has that as a really key priority. Customer service is really very important at our city. And it's the same in our utility billing department. So we try to always provide service with a smile. Try to be helpful. If we don't have the answer to a question, let the customer know that we'll work on it and we'll get it to them. Never want to send a customer away without an answer. Always want to send the customer away feeling that they got the best service possible. I mean, we're here to serve our customers, so we really strive for that. I know sometimes that in the water department we don't always have the answer that is what they want to hear. But I always tell the staff, just be respectful, listen to the customer, try to explain, listen to what they're saying, and always be respectful. People can't argue with that. So we really do try to do our best. And the other thing is, you know, sometimes our customers come in to pay either before work or during lunch or after work. So a lot of times they're in a rush. So we try to get them in and out, and try not to have them wait in lines or delay their visit. So we really try to focus on that as well.
Okay, awesome. So you guys do a lot.
Yes.
We just got through budget season a couple of months ago. So
Yes.
what's coming up for your department, maybe 6 months or so?
Okay, so what we'll be working on is kind of our routine stuff, our check processing, etc. What we'll be looking at this year is just trying to look at ways that we can do things more efficiently, more streamlined, seeing how we can improve our processes, not just doing something because that's the way we've always done it, but we always try to question, okay, does it make sense? Should we continue to do this? So we always want to make sure we're making the best use of our staff time and making sure that what we do is smart and makes sense. So when new technology comes out, that's always something that we kind of look at. Can we incorporate that in what we do? So that's really important. In utility billing, we're always looking to see what we can do better, how we can better assist the customers. One of the things that we'll be looking at is looking at the possibility of being able to email out our utility bills to customers who are interested in that.
Yeah.
We have gotten a lot of requests for that. So that's slated on our to-do list. So we'll be looking at that and hopefully get a program implemented for that. But we're just really always looking at ways that we can do things better and work smart.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we could all do, kind of look at ourselves and how can we better serve other people.
Yes. Yes.
So just one more question for you. What is a fun or little known fact about your department?
Okay. Well, I don't know that I have a fun fact. But I think with my department, because we're accountants, I think there's the perception that we're bean counters, that we could be a little stringent, that we're always number crunching, which we are always number crunching, but we're not stringent, we're not boring, we're fun. We have a great group of people, and whenever we have an opportunity to kind of get together with our work family, maybe do a potluck, those always seem to be fun for our department.
We appreciate them from across the hall as well.
Yes, we have some great cooks in my department, and we have a lot of great eaters in my department. So that's one of the things that we enjoy doing. And so I just want people to know that we are fun and we know how to have a good time.
Yes, definitely.
And in addition to that, you probably can tell we're a very deadline-driven department. And so, we have to get employees paid on time, we have to get our checks out on time, we have to get our utility bills out on time, and sometimes we run into obstacles. And so we always strive to meet those deadlines. And so what I think sometimes people don't see is that quite often there's a staff or two staff staying behind after city closes to hit those deadlines. We have really dedicated staff in my department. They work hard and they do whatever they can for our city and for our community. And so it's not a fun fact, but I wanted to share that with you.
But that's definitely important that people understand that, that just because we don't see it happening, someone is there to making sure that everything is done how it should be.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so, but thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for letting me share a little bit about my department. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.